Type I, spiral, thought to help in some cases. Spiral pulley leverage device. Type G, vertical imbalance, horizontal imbalance, not well catalogued. Brownian motors could be one example. Type DEF, vertical horizontal buoyancy, basic distinction. Type X, horizontal vertical, general types of leverage machines and wheels, by extension other types, also important characteristic of mechanics, already included in horizontal vertical buoyancy. Type HA1, design similar to Frank Tette's buoy design. Type HA2, vertical buoy wheel. These are mostly dysfunctional. Some clever designs might exist. Type HA3, underwater tilt motor. This is a recent design. Type HB1, pulley chain buoys. Approximately 18 buoys, 9/9/2 times 100, ideally less than 200% over unity. Ginny buoy device. Type HB2, buoy lever. This is the basic principle of a lot of underwater perpetual motion machines. The buoy either lifts the long side or uses a counter buoy to push down on a helium balloon. Type HB3, balloon Escher. Two exceptional cases are found for the balloon type perpetual motions using Escher principles. Balloon 1 lifted, buoyancy 1 times, additional weight greater than 1 to less than 2. Balloon 2 dangling, buoyancy greater than 1, less than 2 times, additional weight 1 times. Type history A1, tilt motor, leverage 8/2 times 2:1 leverage, unconventional extended slope, alternately 1 to 0.5, rolling cone mass greater than 4 times or less than 8 times of each counterweight mass. This is a tilt motor. Type history A2, vertical lever, leverage 3:1, counterweight mass greater than 2.5 to less than 4 times, or leverage 4:1, looks like 8:1, counterweight mass greater than 3 to less than 5 times, assume 1 time structural mass in log end. This is a demonstration of the vertical lever in a diagram form. Type history A3, modular lever, leverage 1.25 to 1, judging by counterweight distance, counterweight mass greater than 1.625 times to less than 2.25 times. The modular lever. Type history A4, vertical wedge. This was an inspired type involving a wedge which lifts objects straight up and down rather than at an angle. However, it has no known functional examples. Type history A5, buoy enhancement. Helium balloons can be attached to reduce structural mass, changing the mathematics. Here's an example of using buoys to enhance an effect. History type AB1, Biscara wheel, alternate efficiency, mass times leverage, or on unbalanced side times gradient, percent degrees. Resistance for alternate efficiency, mass times leverage of resisting side times gradient in percent degrees. Alternate over unity equals E over R, efficiency over resistance. An example of an advanced Biscara wheel. Type history AB2, horizontal lever, swivel lever, leverage 2:1, counterweight mass greater than 2 to less than 3 times. Interesting. Type history AB3, ascending steps lever. This device is still theoretical. Type history AB4, horizontal wedge. Though similar to Escher, horizontal wedges can have a variety of uses. Type history BA1, lever wheel. For example, the sideways swinging, leverage 2:1, counterweight, roughly balanced mass. Type history B, A2, lever and wheel, similar to the repeat lever 1. These may use counterweight properties or in some cases pulley mechanisms. Type history BA3, organic tilt motor. This type uses a convoluted arrangement to extend the range beyond a wheel using a rolling cylinder. Type history BA4, Escher loop. This is simply the property of looping for the Escher machine. It is thought to work. Type history BA5, buoy grab swivel. This device would use a counter buoy to lower the lever put, but a panel would cause lifting, thus the ball might return at a higher altitude. History B1, multi-vertical wheel. This device likely would use counterweights or perhaps work through pulleys or levers. Type history BB2, multi-lever, similar to hapsymmetric vertical lever. Type history BB3, unbalanced winding. This device might be similar to cogwheels, however effects like Escher or reduced resistance would render it perpetual. History BB4, Escher lever. Leverage 3 to 4 to 1, counterweight mass 3 to 4 times. Type history CA1, Escher winding wheel. This device uses Escher properties to turn a wheel. Like many of these devices, thought to work. Type history CA2, motive mass. This uses a principle similar to self-resetting dominoes. The inertial resistance from the first seesaw must be less than 1/2 of the second mass. Also, the motion of the second mass must be fairly close to horizontal, but never exactly horizontal. Type history CA3, multi-mobile units. In particular, the Escher machine has shown the capacity to move multiple balls at the same time without extra energy input. Type history CA4, Escher series. The Escher machine has shown the ability to chain react over multiple modules. History CA5, levitation Escher enhanced. Leverage or other properties could be combined with an Escher machine or other levitation effects like magnetism. Type C history CB1, multi-horizontal wheel, for example, the double disc device. Get the idea? Type history is CB2, avant-garde Escher. It was found Escher could be used to lift larger masses like a lever. Type history is CB3, submodules. Some devices such as the motive mass appear to have submodules. History CB4, multi-Escher. Multiple Escher properties might be combined, creating compound efficiency. Thanks.